Why did over 87% of vaccine doses administered globally go to wealthier and rich countries? And do you know that the economies or countries with the highest incomes are vaccinating their population 25 times faster than those with the lowest economies? In 2020, World Health Organization Chief Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus said, "We need to prevent vaccine nationalism. Sharing finite supplies strategically and globally is actually in each country's national interest." Unquote. He and many other commentators and experts had expressed concerns at vaccine nationalism then. And it seems that now these fears and concerns are coming out to be true amid the rising COVID-19 cases. Before I explain to you about unequal distribution of vaccines, let me tell you what is vaccine nationalism. So when any country manages to successfully secure vaccine doses for its own citizens and residents on priority basis and makes the vaccine available in their own country before many other countries in the world and keeps stockpiling and hoarding more vaccines than what they actually need, it is called vaccine nationalism. When they stockpile more vaccines than they need, the poorer countries suffer. So there is no equal distribution by that logic. And that's exactly what is happening today. There is no equal distribution. Let me explain to you how. Till 8th April 2021, 40% of the COVID-19 vaccines administered globally have gone to people in just 27 rich and wealthy countries. This represents around 11% of global population. Now let's look at the least wealthy countries. Around 11% of these least wealthy countries have gotten just 1.6% of COVID-19 vaccines administered so far. This is what Bloomberg Vaccine Tracker data says. अगर आसान भाषा में समझे तो it's very clear that the economies or countries with the highest incomes are vaccinating their population and people 25 times faster than those with the lowest economies and income. Now this says a lot about the presence of vaccine nationalism in the world. Bloomberg's database of COVID-19 vaccinations has tracked, studied and analyzed more than 726 million administered doses in 154 countries. This was a project about understanding vaccine access in the world. It says that US has 24% of the world's vaccinations but just 4.3% of the population. One more thing, US is on the track to vaccinate about 75% of its population in the next 3 months. All of this is the direct result of vaccine nationalism and pre-purchase of billions of vaccine doses by wealthy countries in the world. So is there any mechanism or initiative to ensure fair distribution of vaccines in the world? Yes, there is one initiative. It's the United Nations backed facility called COVAX. It's a strong mechanism to deliver vaccines faster and more efficiently, but several countries have bypassed this facility so far. And do you know that if the vaccines were distributed on the basis of population, then the US would have administered around 6 times of its vaccine share by now. United Kingdom would have vaccinated 7 times its population so far. On the other hand, the world's least wealthy continent, Africa, is the least vaccinated in the world today. On April 10th, World Health Organization's Director General Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus said that over 87% of more than 700 million vaccine doses administered globally went to wealthier countries. He said that on an average, 1 in 4 people in rich countries have gotten at least 1 vaccine dose. But if you compare this with the poor countries, then only 1 in 500 have received COVID-19 vaccines so far. Now look at this huge gap between the poor and the rich countries. Tedros said there remains a shocking imbalance in the global distribution of vaccines, unquote. So why is vaccine nationalism a reason to worry? Increasing vaccine nationalism is a reason to worry because it won't be accessible to several poor countries that have no money and resources to pre-book the vaccine supplies without proven effectiveness. Has there been a case of vaccine nationalism earlier? In 2009, after an outbreak of H1N1 influenza or swine flu, most of the rich countries had pre-booked the vaccines and stored it. And this resulted in a crisis where countries in Africa had no access to these vaccines for many months. So is there any international law to stop such vaccine nationalism? Interestingly, even though vaccine nationalism runs against global public health principles, there are no provisions in international laws that prevent pre-purchase agreements.